In the Voice of Russia World Service, welcome to another edition of the Christian Message from Moscow. In acknowledgment of the many years of artistic and public activity in the field of spiritual enlightenment and the promotion of lofty moral ideals in culture, People's Artist of Russia Nikolai Burlyaev is awarded the Order of the Venerable Saint Sergius of Radonezh of the Russian Orthodox Church in the third degree. Patriarch of Moscow and all Russia, Alexei II, May 6, 2000. Popular Russian cinema director and actor Nikolai Burlyaev is well familiar to cinema lovers due to his roles in films directed by the celebrated Andrei Tarkovsky. While Orthodox Christians of Russia and other Slav countries recognize him as a tireless ascetic, struggling to revive spiritual and Christian values in our cinematography. Today he tells us about his road to Orthodox faith.
Я думаю, что каждый человек, он всю жизнь в пути к вере. Я лично о себе могу говорить, что я хочу быть православным.
I believe that one gradually moves towards faith all of one's life, says Nikolai Burlyaev. Regarding myself, I can say that I want to be Orthodox, yet it is a long and difficult road. I was guided onto this path way back in my childhood, when my mother and grandmother secretly had me christened, for we were living in atheist times. I recall being brought to church when I was 5 or 6 years old. I still remember the wonder as I took in that remarkable church environment, a world of its own. However, afterwards, for many long years, I lived as if distanced from Orthodox faith, never even wearing a cross. Only on rare occasions I accompanied my parents when they went to church.
Nikolai Burlyaev entered the world of cinematography as a teenager, and his very first roles brought him recognition. However, there was a crucial turning point that impacted his career and his outlook. The movie where one of the principal characters is a Russian saint, an Orthodox monk, icon painter Andrei Rublev, who lived in the second half of the 14th, early 15th century. Nikolai Burlyaev's character, the son of Orthodox artisan Boriska, is casting a church bell for the Grand Prince. The film was directed by one of the most striking and talented Russian film directors, Andrei Tarkovsky. Nikolai Burlyaev, recalls.
Перелом в жизни моей произошел на фильме и после фильма «Андрей Рублев», когда Андрей Тарковский повесил мне на грудь православный крестик.
There was a turning point in my life when I became involved in the filming of Andrei Rublev, when Andrei Tarkovsky placed an Orthodox tin cross around my neck. My character Boriska, who was casting the bell, was supposed to wear it. That morning they brought Tarkovsky several tin crosses from the stage props, and he selected one and hung it around my neck. These were particularly joyous moments. The sensations were incredible. I immediately felt suffused by a certain warmth.
Soon after the filming was over, Nikolai Burlyaev chanced to meet the Father Superior of the Pskovo-Pechori monastery, Archimandrite Alipi, alas, now deceased. Their encounter produced a great impression on Nikolai. Afterwards he often visited the monastery, held lengthy conversations with Father Alipi. Archimandrite Alipi gave Nikolai a gold cross to wear, one which he didn't part with for many years. Nikolai Burlyaev continues his recollections.
Конечно, после Рублева и осознанного приближения к вере изменилась не только жизнь моя, но и творчество. И поэтому все, что я делал как режиссер, во всех работах...
Of course, after the Andrei Rublev film and a conscious advance towards faith, not only my life in general, but my art too underwent serious changes. The theme of orthodoxy is traceable in all my directing efforts. This is true for my diploma film, Vanka Kane, and to feature mini-films that came in its wake. The theme is ever more strongly pronounced in the film Lermontov, about the great Russian poet Mikhail Lermontov. Dwelling on the theme of orthodoxy, we mustn't overlook another very important role for me, that of Joshua in the film based on Mikhail Bulgakov's masterpiece, Master and Margarita.
I am in constant conflict with myself, in a relentless search for truth. After I acquired faith, my life became both easier and at the same time more difficult, says Nikolai Burlyaev, elaborating.
Стало и легче, и труднее. Легче, потому что пришло ясное осознание пути и цели, которые ты должен идти и в жизни, и в искусстве.
On the one hand, life has become easier. I have a clear-cut comprehension of the road and the ultimate aim I should be striving for, both in art and in life in general. This goal is to advance closer towards God and, to the best of my ability, to execute His will on earth, in my own life and in art too. Once you come to acknowledge that there is but one sole narrow path towards the gates of salvation, it becomes easier to live your life. The late Archimandrite Alipi used to say to me, "It will be easy for you until the age of 30. After that, it will be very difficult." And he was right. Up until the age of 30, I was a successful film actor, pampered by the cinema press and critics. The films I appeared in won over 50 various prizes and awards in the world. After 30, when I became a film director, life grew much more difficult. This is a very demanding and responsible job, where you need to tackle every new film as though it's your last, your confession. That is how my teacher, the great Andrei Tarkovsky, treated the profession of film director. And I adopted this attitude from him.
In recent years, the main interest of Nikolai Burlyaev's life has been the International Film Festival of Slav and Orthodox peoples, Golden Night. He is the organizational force behind it, besides being the president of the Cinema Forum, which has won recognition in many countries. Nikolai Burlyaev.
Тема православия, христианства – это главная тема, доминирующая тема в международном кинофоруме и театральном форуме «Золотой Витязь», девиз которого гласит «За нравственный».
The theme of orthodoxy, Christianity, is the dominating theme of the International Cinema Forum Golden Night. The festival's slogan is "For moral Christian ideals, for elevating man's soul." To begin with, it sounded somewhat differently. For moral ideals, for elevating man's soul. But Metropolitan of St. Petersburg and Ladoga, Ioan, suggested we add the word Christian for moral and Christian ideals. We agreed. At the same time, I have to admit I was fearful lest this slogan limit our festival's possibilities. Happily, I was wrong. The Film Forum, Golden Night, lives on and evolves. In May this year, we shall be holding a Jubilee 15th International Film Forum, Golden Night. It will be held in the town of Serpukhov in Moscow region. Our platform is the Orthodox faith, Slav origins, yet, while asserting this, we remain open to everyone in the world. Already at this point we have 55 countries participating, including some that are very far removed from Orthodoxy, such as China, Japan, India, Iran, Australia and Peru. They all feel quite comfortable at our festival.
Golden Night is a drifting festival, which has been held in many diverse towns of Russia, as well as outside its borders, in Ukraine, Belarus, Serbia, Moldova and Bulgaria. 33 Golden Night cinema clubs have been opened. Clubs like this exist in Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, on the eastern border of our country, and on the western borders of Orthodoxy, in the town of Kosovska Mitrovica in Serbia, as well as in Prague, Brno, Beijing and Helsinki. The Cinema Forum has become a revelation for millions of film viewers in diverse countries of the world, as well as for many cinematographers. Nikolai Burlyaev.
Иногда бывает так, что наших коллег отговаривают к нам ехать. Вот такая история была с крупнейшим польским режиссером Яном Якубом Кольским. У него был выбор, куда он отправится из Токио.
It sometimes happens that our colleagues are talked out of going to an Orthodox festival. This was the case with well-known Polish film director Jan Jakub Kolski. He had a choice to go to San Francisco, where a retrospective of his films was being organized, or to Moscow to attend the Cinema Forum Golden Night. He chose to go to Moscow and accepted our forum with all of his heart. This is also a revelation for the public. Take this example. In 2001, the film festival Golden Night was held in Ryazan region of central Russia. In 10 days, we demonstrated 200 films in the region. The cinema halls everywhere were packed. Some 1.5 million viewers were able to watch them on regional TV. Half a year later, I was taking part in one talk show on Russian television. A man got up in the audience and addressed me. Said he was a medic from Ryazan. They had conducted their studies and discovered that after the demonstration of films in the framework of the Film Forum Golden Night, the level of crime drug abuse and suicides in the region had significantly dropped. Such was the impact of our cinema forum.
To help people reacquire moral and spiritual values, to struggle for their souls, this is the task pursued by the Film Forum of Slav and Orthodox peoples Golden Night, led by Nikolai Burlyaev. It's not accidental that Orthodox clergymen are involved actively in this work. Nikolai Burlyaev says,
Я очень много встречался с иерархами церкви, с простыми батюшками, монахами в России, в Сербии, в Болгарии. Особые впечатления и память добрая остались у меня от общений с митрополитом.
I have met on numerous occasions with hierarchs of the Orthodox Church and ordinary clergymen, monks of Russia, Serbia and Bulgaria. With particular warmth, I recall my encounters with Metropolitan of St. Petersburg and Ladога, Ioan, who was the first spiritual father, so to say, of the Film Forum Golden Night, while the first official father confessor of our film festival was Archimandrite Innocenty, a descendant of Saint Innocenty, apostle of America and Siberia. This father was with us for many long years and led many cinematographers to embrace the Orthodox faith. I always sought his advice before taking any serious steps pertaining our festival.
From the very outset, the Film Forum Golden Night has been held at the blessing of Patriarch of Moscow and or Russia, Alexei II. This is what Nikolai Burlyaev has to say about this.
Наш почетный попечитель, патриарх Алексей II. Он очень любит наш кинофорум. Мы не так часто видимся с патриархом, но я чувствую, что всякий раз при встрече он очень живо
Our patron of honor, His Holiness the Patriarch of Moscow and all Russia, Alexei II, loves our forum. We do not often see the Patriarch. However, I sense that every time we do meet, he displays a keen interest in our work and addresses the participants of the forum annually.
To seek God, to achieve a perception of Him, should be the road of one's lifetime, says Nikolai Burlyaev with conviction. And adds,
We, film directors, producers, playwrights, actors, are people that God has endowed with the task of struggling for people's souls. For this, the artist himself needs to become better, purer, seeking spiritual salvation for himself too. Save yourself, and thousands of others shall be saved around you, said the Venerable Saint Seraphim of Sarov. And this is precisely what we are attempting to do.
There we end another edition of the Christian Message from Moscow, where we told you of the life and art of a popular Orthodox film director and actor, Nikolai Burlyaev. The program was directed by Vladimir Dyomin, author of the text, Olga Troshina, editor Tatiana Shvitsova, sound engineer Nadezhda Smirnova, and your hosts Svetlana Yakimenko
and Pavel Novichkov. All the very best to you. May God save you from all evil, visible and invisible.
We wish you well and leave you with Russian Orthodox music.
служите до последней зимы. Могущий, покоряйтесь, чего паки возможете, и паки побеждений будете. И жаще совещеваете, разорит Господь. И слово, ежаще возглаголите, не пребудет вас. Страха же вашего не убоимся, ниже смутимся. Господа же Бога нашего того освятим, и Твой будет нам страх. И уповая буду на Него, и спасуся им. Слава Отцу и Сыну и Святому Духу. И ныне, и присно, и во веки.